So welcome back to the campaign. For anyone new, I play games for the storytelling and challenge, which generally means taking my time, trying to stay thematic, and avoiding exploits. If you prefer min-maxing or speeding through content, then my stuff may not be for you, although you're welcome to join us for a while to find out. In Total War Warhammer, that means using some mods to make the campaign and battles slower and harder to try to fit the brutal world of Warhammer, and also fighting all but the most lopsided battles manually. There's a link in the description to the video where I go over all the mods we're using and why. For this campaign, we're playing as Thorek Ironbrow, who has resolved to reforge all the missing artifacts from the broken pieces scattered around the map, and of course conquering territory and crushing the enemies of the dwarves in the process. Okay, so picking up where we left off last time, we have just conquered Numas here. And as usual, I need to go ahead and clear these things off because I'm obsessive compulsive about getting these messages off of the screen. Okay, nothing particularly important there. So we took a little bit of damage, but we're fine. I don't think there's any real risk of us being in any real trouble with this army. However, we might want to take a turn or two to replenish. It'll kind of depend on basically circumstances, on what we see as an available attack of opportunity, target of opportunity. Let's go ahead and do our skill ups here. I suppose we want to... We've gotten... It looks like all of his unique abilities, so that's good. We just want to continue right now in the line of runes here. So let's do damping, I suppose, or what's oath and steel do? It's just armor. Yeah, probably not going to be using that real often. Oh, never mind. I've got 2 points anyway. So well, you know what? I'm going to put a second. No, I kind of like to have everything available. That's just another thing I guess I'm kind of obsessive compulsive about. Let's take a look here at the ancillaries. We have that Razor Standard. We do have 2 open slots here with him, but we kind of, I think, want to leave those open for now. Wait for something really good. Let's go ahead and get Gotri here up to... Yeah, let's go ahead and give him the option to be better at assassination if we should need to. Done right. And I guess maybe the same thing for Arthane. Nice to have that option available for the 2 of them. And then... Okay, so we got Krokgar here. We have 1, 2, 3 enemies, enemy settlements close by. Khemri... So here's kind of my logic. Khemri's a high priority because, not because we want Khemri, but because we want Khassabar. Khassabar has this landmark that is really nice for us. It's still an unpleasant climate, which isn't great, but that landmark alone makes that territory, I believe, more valuable for us than it is than anything else. So what I'm thinking is if we can take Khemri, then it's more likely we'll be able to trade that to Krokgar for Khassabar. That is assuming that he takes Khassabar first, which I'm kind of thinking he will. I mean, I guess it makes sense for us to go ahead and push down this way, because last time we found out that over there with Labaris, we found out that Krokgar can actually often be extremely slow to get anywhere. But I was kind of figuring when I ended up having to take this up here that was... Well, you know, I guess let's play it by ear. Let's see what happens down here in Khassabar. Basically, what I'm getting at is the number 1 priority, I think, is Khassabar. And if we have to trade for it, I think Khemri ends up being a more appealing trade for Krokgar. But in the meantime, we don't have to worry about that just yet. I didn't realize actually that Tecton here is quite as strong as he is, and there's really no reason why we couldn't bring him... Well, This is the reason right here. Cetra is right there. I don't want to expose Tecton in March stance. So what we can do is let's get him out. Let's get him to here. And let's put him in ambush stance. Not because I think we'll ambush anybody, but just so Cetra loses track of us. I think that's far enough away that he shouldn't pull us right out of it. And maybe we end up making the attack on Khasibar with Tecton instead of with Thorek. Although, you know what? I just realized we've got... No, I kind of wanted to save 2 spots in this army for heroes, so I don't want to do any additional recruiting right now. Okay. Alright, good enough for now. Let's go ahead and use the money that we've got to do something to improve. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do Doomglade up to tier 3, I suppose. And Garrison Lord not moved, yeah. I want to give him a turn to get a little bit of replenishment in, and he gets more inside the city. Yeah, I mean, Khemri is just going to be... It's walled. I can't tell. You know what I can do, though, is I can send my Thane over here to find out just what's going on over here. Okay, so Khemri is... Yeah, this is not going to be an easy city to take. Most definitely. I think maybe we'll leave the Thane there for now. He doesn't need to heal. Everybody else kind of sort of does. I don't guess we still have... Oh, we do have Gorog. That's good. That's interesting. Okay. And then, yeah, just let me look at the objectives here. Okay. Yeah, we're going to want to do the quest battle here sometime soon, I think. We've got a pretty strong army at this point. We just need things to calm down a little bit on the campaign map and get our replenishment up, and then I think we can do it. So let's go ahead and check out our enemies and our friends. So we got 17 strength for Krokkar, 10 settlements, and Cetra is weaker. Well, weaker than Krokkar. Stronger than us. But that's kind of normal. That's kind of par for the course. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our quick deals here. I'm not making a non-aggression pact with them. We can't do anything else. Let's go ahead and hit in turn and see what happens. I'm kind of hoping that there's going to be a little bit of fighting between Cetra and Krokkar, because that'll help soften Cetra for us. I forget what number Cetra is. Okay, 38. Good to know. And alright, he's pushed Krokkar back. Did they fight a battle, or did they... Well, they definitely fought a battle that time. Don't know if they did the first time. Okay. Very interesting. What about these guys? Okay, that's good, okay. I guess. And that's good. Maybe we'll have time to take Khasibar ourselves. In which case, forget what I said about Khemri. Okay. Just out of curiosity, I want to see what that battle did to Krokkar. He dropped all the way to 35. That's interesting. And Cetra actually is higher strength than he is now. That's very interesting. we'll go ahead and double check the diplomacy now since we have the screen open. Okay. Note to self, don't bother to check diplomacy again this turn. Now, we have Krokgar heading down this way. But we can beat him, I think, if we do... Ugh, I don't know. Well, let's try it. Let's go ahead and use the underway. Kind of wish I had my Thane back in my army now, but we're gonna make the run there without him for now, because we do want to race down here. We're not getting any healing, but that's okay because... Let me just make sure. Wait a minute. Can he reach? He cannot. Yeah, let's run him around this way. I think he's got a better chance of catching up. Like that. Okay, and Numas, you're not really in a good position to defend yourself, but I don't see any enemy armies up here. So I think that's going to be okay. Oh, and dagnabbit, I needed to, yeah, I needed to demolish that. I should have done that last turn. I think we will go ahead and keep the clan barracks, though. Because eventually we're going to need... Well, if we keep this province, we'll need the clan barracks in one of the settlements, and Numas is as good a choice as any. Plus, at least for the time being, he does give us a little bit, 3 units in the garrison. So we got that going for us, and now Tecton. We can move this way without suffering attrition until we get to here. The question is whether we would want to. Don't think we have to worry too much about defending Karak Zorn, so let's go ahead and maybe make haste in the direction of Kasabar. We just don't want to be close enough to be attacked by Cetra, so we'll move to here maybe. There we go. Alright, and it's tier 3, but it's only got 14 garrisons, so I think we're going to win that race, and I think we'll be able to take it. And the only real question then is, what does Cetra do? And I doubt if they're going to be able to move up there fast enough to stop us, but they might. We'll find out. Okay, Garrison Lord up here. I think we're just going to leave you here for now. So that's okay. Building upgrades. Alright. So we're still getting 4,000 per turn, which is really nice. We may even want to consider maybe adding some troops to him up here. I guess there's no urgency to that. Never mind. Forget I said anything. We can go ahead and do something here in Labaris. Don't really see any reason not to go ahead and take this. It is reduced quality because of the... Actually, it might make more sense to do... Yeah, let's go ahead and take our growth building here. 1,800 for an extra 7 per turn. Yeah, we can afford it. And there's, I don't think, a whole lot of value in doing this. It's an extra 50 per turn. It's going to take, what would that be then, 48 turns before that pays for itself, except for the fact that we are getting some money in trade. It would help with that. Well, let's just see if there's any better use for the money right now. It would seem that there probably is not, so we'll go ahead and do it. Okay. Alright, and let's see how Cetra reacts to what is very clearly aggression on our part. don't think there's anything else to worry about. We already checked diplomacy. Let's see what happens here. First of all, let's see where Kroq-Gar goes. Yeah, he's of the same mind that we are. King Hatip. They like the name Hatip in Khemri, don't they? Alright, so Settra is actually falling back. I did not expect that. Okay. So the real question now is, can Tecton reach this turn? But even if he can't, I don't think Kroq-Gar can either. So I'm kind of hopeful that we'll still win this race. Okay. Alright. Critical failure, that was... Oh, I didn't even notice this. Somehow I missed that entirely, but that's a good thing. I would have been rather annoyed if we had lost him. I mean, obviously he's immortal, so we wouldn't have lost him permanently, but still. Okay, so if we were to do this, we would be suffering attrition. We can't really afford to suffer any attrition right now. Let's check out him. Yeah, he's definitely not going to be able to reach, which means he's going to have to... We'll just keep him in the use underway stance. We'll go ahead and move him to here. I don't want him to be in a position to reinforce an attack on Khasibar if for some reason Kroq-Gar can reach it this turn. But since he can barely reach in march stance, I don't think it's a major concern. So that's fine. This then is what we want to do. Alright, and our Thane, let's get our Thane back into our army here. I don't think we need to keep eyes on Khemri for now.
If you want something done right...
That may be something I'll regret if it turns out that an army comes down here and is able to attack Numas, but we didn't see any, and I don't want the Thane to be sitting out an important fight. And here in Numas, 4 turns, let's go ahead and get the defenses up, because this is definitely a front line from multiple directions, including the possibility that Skarbrand might decide to attack us at some point here. Okay, we're just going to leave you alone again. It's another turn until we can start buying more buildings for you. But we do want to have enough money to be able to do so when next turn starts. Here we can do nothing. Here we're doing everything we can. And here... we could spend 1,800 on... I'm going to wait a turn because I want to have enough money for Karag Orad here. Okay. And I don't know if we're going to have a battle in the next turn because we might have to siege down Khasibar for a turn while we're waiting for Thorek to get down there close enough to reinforce. Okay, what do we got now? We have 4 turns, 4 turns, 4 turns, 4 turns. Everything else is at least 5. Okay, so hero cost, that's actually something I do want to get at some point. Oathstones. Yeah, that's also something. I think that's probably worth getting here. That's always going to be useful. We don't have any Thunders at this point. We will at some point. We don't have any Rangers yet. We will at some point. And we're not likely to be under siege anytime soon, so I'm comfortable with that. Outpost available. Yeah, I don't know why I even bothered to look at that. Let's take a look at our diplomacy. Kroq-Gar at 30, Settra at 23. Okay. And nothing to do. Alright. Another end turn, and we'll see what happens. Krokgar. You know what? He might be close enough to help us reinforce if we attack. Well, if he is, we're definitely going to attack this turn. He's got some nice dinosaurs in that army. Failure, that's good. Okay. And Cetra just... I mean, he's actually launching an offensive on Krokgar. That's great. That's almost beyond my wildest dreams. It makes sense for him, don't get me wrong, but I'm just used to the anti-player bias being, you know, making him focus on us. So, okay, we got War Fervor. Do we need extra leadership? Not really. We're going to risk more Sleeve's Wrath. And we got some buildings constructed. And we got one rank. Let's go ahead and take care of our rank, I suppose.
Rune Lord of Garagazol.
And now you're level tier 3, whatever. It's the right term. And if we go in March stance, we're going to be able to reinforce. Krokgar very wisely put himself just far enough away to not be able to reinforce. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and encircle for now. Interesting. I just saw... Let's, we want those. Okay. Let's take a look at Cetra's army over here. This King Ramernuff? Okay. We can't see everything in it. He does have a Casket of Souls, which is definitely a concern. The question is whether... I don't think it's so much of a concern that if we take Kasabar this turn, we have to worry about it, because I think he will shy away from an attack if both of our armies would be in the battle. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and get this done. Decisive victory. We're obviously not going to have any siege weapons, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and take a look really quickly at the layout. See if this is one of the ones that I know. I don't think this is... Maybe it is. Is this the one where there are no towers beside the gates right here? I don't think it is. No, I don't think it is. From a unit's perspective, he does not have anything that we really need to fear. I don't expect this to be a particularly challenging battle. What with us having two armies, and quite frankly, I think that Tekton's army alone would have been able to take this without too much trouble. Okay, so there are towers right there, but we can hit... I think maybe we can hit from about here and not be hit by those towers, I hope. Let's go ahead and get our guys here in position to do that. You know what we could do is we could... Let's do this. Let's get guys more over on this side. I think they're still going to be far enough away to not get attacked by those towers. We'll line you guys up. Now, everybody will run this way, but We will go ahead and get teched in there. But he's going to have to put some units over here, I believe. So let's go ahead, start the battle, and fire on that gate. Let's go ahead and get teched in, headed towards that gate as well. Yeah, he's got plenty of units over there. Now, the towers are actually not being manned right now, so I can't see exactly where they can hit. Let's go ahead and speed things up. I want to be in a position to be able to see his towers if they turn red all of a sudden. Okay, Tekton is under attack. I guess I should have done this. Okay, how are we doing here on the damage? I don't think he would take damage from our catapult. I guess we'll find out. Hope not. If he starts taking some damage at this point, then I will pull him back out. Let the catapults do the work. Okay, there we go. We got reinforcements. We're starting to see them shifting forces around here. You guys over here. Let's go ahead and get Thorek. Let's get them moving down this way. And all the rest of you. All the rest of you over here as well. Okay. Alright, how are we looking here? We're down to 6,000 on this gate. Okay, now we can go ahead and start to move these guys in this direction. Let's go ahead and get you four right behind them. And you 8. Don't see any reason to not get you this way as well. Alright. Should be maybe one more volley from our grudge thrower, and boom, there we go. Very nice. Okay. Tekton, you can go ahead, I think, and march in here yourself. And you know what? You may as well attack those skeleton archers. Let's go ahead and give you a vigor reduction. Okay, I actually don't want you leaving this control box right now. Let's go ahead and get you guys all more or less on these forces here. And then we're going to get you four in behind them. And you, let's get you up here. And you right there. And you can, you know what, I'm going to leave you back here for now. I don't want to risk damaging my own troops at this point. Same thing with you, actually. Wait a minute. Yeah, if I get you maybe over here, you can help damage that gate. Go ahead and get on there. Thorek, can you move faster if I use any of these? No. Alright, this will make you move faster, however, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's get back here onto Tekton and make sure he doesn't get himself in too much trouble. Okay, these guys are firing at Tekton, presumably, but they're not doing really much of anything to him, so I'm not too worried about that. These guys are going to slowly get there. Let's go ahead and speed things up for a minute. Let's get our watch our long beards come crashing in here. I mentioned before, I don't like speeding combat up too badly. Let's go ahead and, you know what, let's do this. Let's take the opportunity here to actually kind of zoom in and watch some fighting for a change. I need to start doing this more often, I think. Check out our dwarves doing a number on the skeletons there. Not really ripping them to shreds, though, are they? But the real strength of the of the dwarves is more on their defense, their resiliency. What, let's see. So our quarrelers decided to go in that way instead of climbing the walls. That figures. Let's actually have them climb the walls instead. Because this is going to be a little bit of just a big scrum here for the time being. Now, meanwhile, okay. What about you? You're taking damage. You're getting shot. That's not good. I don't want you taking damage. So he's moved some units to these towers, apparently. Yep, sure has. Okay. And we're firing with our quarrelers. Okay, that's fine, actually. Except I want some of you guys, I want you out of the fight. I don't want you taking damage. You too. Don't want you taking damage. And you three, I don't want you taking damage. Everybody else is fine. Let's go ahead. Oh, Tecton, you guys have cleared out the... Not quite. Everything but the chariots, it looks like. Alright, you six... I don't want you on fire at will right now. You, what are you... Oh, did I click on the wrong unit up there? That's annoying. You, let's get you over here. And you, let's get you right there. Alright, let's go ahead and keep the pressure going here. These guys should get shredded by our remaining quarrelers, I think. But here's really where the main fight is. Let's watch our dwarves get in here and destroy, just wreck some chariots. I don't actually remember the key to make the interface disappear. I'll have to try to remember that for or learn that for next time. Anyway, these guys, I think we could speed things up. These guys are not long for this world. There they are. Okay, we got our quarrelers. Okay, now you know what... Oh, hello. That's not good. That's not good. Let's get all of you guys firing on those Ustabi. Let's get one of you back out on them. And if we can actually get you... This is the danger of putting things on fast forward. Now you guys should still be in pretty good shape to open fire on that. That's good. Tecton. Looks like the chariots are pretty well done. Surprised our quarrelers are not making shorter work of the Ustabi there, but it is what it is. Alright, so how are we doing over here now?
Thorek Ironbrow.
10,000. Okay, they've abandoned the tower, so we can go ahead and open fire with them, even if it brings us back into range. Okay, Tecton, I should have used speed on you to get you into those Ustabi faster, but that's fine. You guys, you know what? I just realized I took you off fire at will. That's why you're not making short work of the Ustabi. Let's go ahead and put them back on fire at will. Now, there we go. That's more like it. And you can now go ahead on forward. Let's go ahead and give you the speed boost. These guys are going to be crumbling into nothingness very, very soon. Okay. Let's go ahead and get all of our quarrelers up here. Let's get our Longbeards up there, and then you four, let's go ahead and get you headed towards there. You get on him as well. Okay, here we go. Now, 4,000's left. Let's go ahead and get you guys. You know what? Not you. You're a little bit damaged. We'll get all of you onto a control group now. You're 7. Let's get you ready to move in. These dwarf warriors here... Oh, I thought I moved you back. Maybe I didn't. The Dwarf Warriors are... I'm not even going to bother bringing them inside the city walls because Thorek and... Yeah, you three... You do all of the front line fighting for now. Let's get back to Tecton here. What's going on here? Let's charge forward. Fast forward, I mean. Okay, so back over to you guys. You've captured these gates. Let's go ahead and get you maybe... Let's get the Thane over here. Let's get Thorek and the Runesmith over here. Let's get you guys with them over here, and then you guys with the Thane over here. And then back to Tecton. How are you doing here? Charge in there. How about these Quarrelers? Not you. Yes, you. These are the Quarrelers for here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get you guys up here. This is good. You'll be able to make short work of all them. Meanwhile, Tecton, you can go ahead and... Well, we're fighting these Tomb Guards. So they're going to actually hold us back for a minute, but not much longer, I don't think. And then we'll go ahead and let maybe two of you get up here firing on those Tomb Guards if necessary. Alright. Back to you guys. How are we looking? Let's speed things up. They don't have much in the way of defenses here stopping us on this front. Let's get in there and start converting that. What about our Thane? Oh, they threw up a barrier, so we're going around the long way. That's fine. A little bit late to do anything about it now. Thorek actually is slower than the Runesmith. Alright, back to Tecton. Okay, that's good. How are we looking here? Are we firing with you guys? We are. Okay, that's good. Still quite slow, obviously, but they're just going to take us a minute or two to get through all of that. Now, Thorek and the Runesmith, you guys go ahead and make your way up here. Let's go ahead and get these Quarrelers moving up there as well. And then that leaves you three to... It's probably not even worth it to try to race them over to there. Okay, let's speed back up again. Tecton. What about you guys over here? Oops, not you. You guys over here. Why are you not firing? Let's get you here. Let's get you here. Okay, they are moving those spearmen towards us. That's fine. We'll go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and get you guys firing on those... Oh, that's Tomb Guard. Yeah, I don't want to get into a melee battle with those Tomb Guard. Let's get you firing on them. You guys already have orders. You guys, how are we doing here? Okay, they got pretty much everything here. That's interesting. Tecton, let's get you on him. Meanwhile, over here, we do have something to fight. We got some Tomb Guard. Where is our Runesmith? Let's get our Runesmith now to drop a Rune of Wrath and Ruin here on them. You guys, you know what? You guys all shoot at them. Thorek after that. After that Wrath of Ruin, you can go ahead and do one of your own. And that'll finish them off. This should be ours any moment now. Crumbling, that's good. Go ahead and make your way up there. Okay, 7. You guys all start moving this way. How are we doing down here? We are doing fine. It looks like there's now nothing stopping us from moving up here. So I don't see any reason not to. You guys too, you might as well. You guys keep firing on them. And meanwhile, we've kind of just bogged down their last resistance here. Tecton, for whatever it's worth, which is not much, will reduce your vigor a little bit. This is going to be it. They're going to all crumble and disintegrate, and there we go. Just got to be patient. We lost 85 dwarves. It's a little bit more than I might have expected, but it's an assault without preparation on a walled city. So I'm glad we took some casualties. Okay. Very nice. I think we have accomplished, quite frankly, more than I was hoping to coming into this episode. We got the all-important landmark of Kasabar. Well, we have to build it, obviously, but I don't plan on relinquishing this city now that we've conquered it. We've got a force here that is strong enough to hold it by itself, and then we have a second force that's even stronger right there to help out. So I feel fairly confident saying we're not going to lose this. And look at that. I don't have to build it. It's already built. We're going to deconstruct or demolish this clan barracks because absolutely not the right place to have that built. Okay. Very, very good. Now we've got the money to do... What did we want to build down here? We definitely want this, and then we definitely, if we can afford it, we need to start working our way up towards... You know what I need more than anything? I need engineers. Can I afford the engineering building? It's this one right here. And we actually cannot recruit the engineer... Wait a minute. Why am I not... Yeah, Master Engineer right there. Okay, so we can... Oh, I just thought it would say unlocks recruitment of right there, but I guess it doesn't include the heroes in there. Never mind. False alarm. Obviously, we want to build that because we need engineers. Although I do want to double check here. What tier does this have to be before we get a +1 capacity? So it just has to be tier 4. Okay, no problem. Well, that's a good use for our money, definitely. And then this is something we're going to want to do at some point, but let's find out if there's a better use for the little bit of money that we have remaining right now. I think I'm going to do growth here, actually. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, let's go ahead and assign our skill points. We have one more to do here, and then we'll be able to get Deadly Onslaught. That'll be very nice. We did pick up a Sword of Battle. Let's go ahead and give that to Tecton. Why not? He's a melee combatant. Okay. Wow. Poor Cetra. Feel a little bit sorry for you. Okay, this was not a war that we wanted, but it's been a war that has been very good to us regardless. The only real question is, what is this guy going to do? But I just cannot even imagine him attacking us over this coming end turn. Let's take a look at the diplomacy now. Okay. Let's find out what they do decide to do. Poor Krokgar, he's always one turn too slow to conquer everything he's headed towards. as far as I'm concerned, now that we have Kasabar, that's probably as far as I care about going. I mean, I won't say no to taking Khemri if it's convenient to, because, you know, we can build some of our better, more meaningful high-tier buildings there. But I don't really want to be conquering the desert. That's not our objective. Unless there's an artifact piece to be gained somewhere here in the desert. I should check that.
Lord of the Runes.
Okay. Very good. We're up to over 5,000. At this point, I'm not going to buy any more units. Not what I meant to click on there. I'm not going to buy any more units until we get our income up to 6,000, just so we can knock this this objective off the list. And I don't really need more units right now anyway. We're doing just fine. So, up here. Numos is a part of Land of the Dead. Qatar here, that's actually going to be fairly easy for... Well, you know what? They have 19 and he's... So he's clearly got the defense building built there. Not that we still couldn't take it, but... And then Springs of Eternal Life, that's also at 19. So this is good. I'm glad to see that the AI is building good defensive structures in their cities, because we do want... Yeah, that right there, Tower of Bone, Garrison. We do want it to feel like a major accomplishment to be taking settlements. That was really one of the main objectives that we were hoping to accomplish with the mods that we chose. So, all right, I'm not going to abandon Kasabar yet, because we want to make sure, even though it looks like he has moved far enough away that he's not threatening it, I don't want to invite him to come back while the garrison is so weak. So let's go ahead, and we got two choices here. Actually, we got multiple choices. We could do growth. These goat pastures, this is good. This is a... It's not really a resource for us, is it? No, I guess it's not a resource, but it's still growth. We got other growth, but this growth right here is better, obviously. We have defenses. We might want to build the walls here just to make sure that we don't lose it. That way, I think actually this is what I'm leaning towards, because this way we'll be able to, in 3 turns, we'll be able to leave it, move our armies out, and feel pretty confident that it can defend itself. That's more, since we have the landmark already, I think that's more important than worrying about growth right now. Okay, so that now means that we can start making some other attacks with Thorek. It'll be a couple turns before I move Tekton out. I did, obviously, I put Thor... Oh, it doesn't matter. I've put Thorek in encampment stance in order to get the replenishment, and we're still not getting the replenishment. Well, that's a bit annoying. I don't suffer attrition if I move into... I really wanted some replenishment. Alright, change of plans here. We're gonna move Tekton to here. There's not... Yeah, we can see this, and we can see there's not an army there, so I think it's safe for us to move Tekton all the way into his territory, but we're going to do it maybe a little bit to the eastward there. And then we're going to actually race Thorek back into Kasabar. Inside the city, he should get... Yes, he does get a little bit of replenishment there. It's just more important for him to have the replenishment than for Tekton. Okay. All right. And Tekton, he may have to actually spend a turn or two to siege down the defenses of Springs of Eternal Life, but that's fine. We're okay with that. We're not in a race anymore, so that's good. Okay, and then let's go ahead and take a look at our buildings here. This province is fine. Fine. Although we're losing public order here, so that's something to keep an eye on. Obviously, that's what we want to do there. Okay, so that just leaves us here. Do we want this building? Upkeep reduced on iron breakers and hammers. That only actually helps a single unit at this point, so that's not a priority. Let's go ahead and do this now. It's pretty much all of our money. Okay, and then we're going to do one more intern. I think that's probably all we're going to have time for. Just keep an eye down here on Krokgar and Cetra. Oh, this is King Hatep now. Where is Cetra? Cetra took this, didn't he? Yeah, he took... Oh, no, he didn't take it. He raised Suntree Glades. Okay. All right, well, that presumably means that now Cetra is going to come back up this way, so definitely want to keep an eye on him. Let's check our diplomacy out. Nothing to do. Okay. Krokgar first. What are you going to do here, Krokgar? Just keep putting the pressure on Cetra. It's fine with me. That's an interesting decision. I thought maybe you would bring those two armies together to attack Cetra's army there, but clearly you have something else in mind. Wow. That's unexpected. That was Krokgar's army. Okay. Note to self, that's an important army coming down, or a strong army that's coming up our way. Didn't see what Cetra did. Was it King Hatip that we didn't kill him, but we wounded him earlier, or was that King Hatep? IP versus EP. Okay, this is a grudge. Okay, so we need to do some raiding. That's because he's raiding us. Of course he is. Up, damaged building. That's annoying. We'll have to do something about that. Okay, so actually, glad we have Thorek there. That is a strong army, but it's not stronger than... Although he's level 34. Holy cow. Wow, he's been doing some fighting, hasn't he? Okay, yeah, so they got a super strong general here. Pretty badly dinged up army, but lots and lots of really good units in it. I still feel like our quarrelers would absolutely shred them. But I think he's going to attack us. So I don't really... And I want the replenishment, so I don't feel the necessity to actually turn around and race out there and attack him. We can also... What do we want to do here? Oh, never mind. You know what? I'm out of time, so I'm not going to do anything just yet, but this is considerations for next turn. We could bring Tecton down here to help reinforce battle here. We could go ahead and lay siege to Springs of Eternal Life, which is what I'm leaning towards right now, because I do believe that Thorek by himself, even with this extremely depleted garrison, should be able to successfully defend this. The walls are back at 100%. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think that army is strong enough to take Karak Zorn if he decided to turn around and head that way instead. But these are all considerations we'll have to think about at the beginning of the next episode. For now, there is really nothing particularly urgent. It's just going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. I think it'll be fairly action-packed probably at the beginning of the next episode. So, until then, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the comments so far. Thank you for sticking with the series thus far. And I will see you all in the next episode.